spins and it spins. Ah, yes. Good evening. Welcome to the House of Horrors, the emptiness, the betrayal of being a West Ham supporter on transfer deadline night. This was supposed to be a celebration, all right? This is the third anniversary of American Hammers TV. 3 years ago tonight, Tim and I sat down on Google Hangouts and we talked about the transfer window. And I couldn't even tell you who we brought in or if we brought anybody in. January 2019, I don't know. It's a long time ago. It was just the two of us for about an hour just chatting, and that was the beginning of American Hammers TV. And we're still here 3 years later. We've built really what I think is a fantastic family. We've got brilliant viewers and subscribers and lots of participants. We've met former players from all over the world. We've really had a wonderful run, and we're going to continue. Don't get me wrong. I know I sound as though we're ending. That's not the case at all. We're going to continue. But it was supposed to be a happy occasion, and I wanted to do this tonight to be happy. But we're not happy because we've just had what I consider probably one of the worst days in the history of West Ham United, and that's bold statement. There've been some bad days. There've been some bad days. There've been relegations. There've been crushing losses. There've been players who've left unexpectedly and players who refuse to play for us. And some of this has happened in the last few years. But I think today feels like a betrayal. Today feels like today really hurts, and it makes me angry because there's nothing we can do about it, and I feel as though we deserve so much better. Anyway. Before I go on and on, if you are so inclined, please do check us out on ahtv.threadless.com. Threadless as in no threads, threadless.com. Kind of like transfer list, same idea. Yeah, we have American Hammers TV stuff. You can buy stuff from your own supporters group in the town wherever you live, anywhere in North America, and some are from around the world as well. So that helps us keep going. If you are so in the mood, you could even buy West Ham stuff that does not send money to Galt Sullivan and Brady. It sends money to us. We need it more than they do, I think, and we'll use it for better purposes than they will. So anyway, please check that out. And throughout the evening, as we go on tonight, I'll be kind of reliving some of the things that we've experienced here in the last 3 years. But first off, I think let's see who's here with me. I still point the wrong direction. Over here in the Pablo Picasso blue period, or he's kind of gone gray period now. He's gone film noir over here. It's our buddy Lucas. Lucas having a real bad week, folks. Can I just tell you, Lucas that's my man right there. He's my buddy. We do this all the time together. His football team, American football team's great rival, has unexpectedly made the Super Bowl, the Cincinnati Bengals. All right. They're a big rival to his team, the Steelers. They've gone to the Super Bowl, which nobody saw coming. And then we had today, which was a disaster. So please, some sympathy for my man, Lucas. Lucas, how are you, my friend?
I feel dark, hate, anger, depression.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm commiserating. I'm feeling what you're feeling.
Fuck the Bengals. Fuck Joe Burrow. Fuck
Tom
Sullivan.
Brady.
Fuck Brady. Yeah, fuck Brady. Both of them.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah. I'm absolutely waiting for the Curb Your Enthusiasm closing theme.
I was just playing. I was just playing pro clubs. Tom would know this. I was playing FIFA. I was playing pro clubs with some friends. It's like virtual 11v11.
Right.
And I just wasn't
playing FIFA right now.
I wasn't talking the whole time. And mind you, I'm in a party with two Man United fans, an Arsenal fan, a Liverpool fan, a Man City fan, and they're like, "Dude, what's wrong?" And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
Seriously.
Fuck you and
Sounds
fuck
like the
off.
start of a great joke.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. On the other side of me, wearing his Miami Hurricanes hat, although he lives way far away from Miami these days, in Reno, Nevada. Scott, how you doing, Scott?
I'm good. So just so you guys know, I tweeted out a feelings wheel. So you guys can use the proper term. I just thought that it would be best if I can identify my feelings And
Can you close your eyes and point to a random one for me? And I'll just.
I told
I'll
my
go with
wife
that.
I was going to make it a wheel and spin it every day and just go from there. But
One of my friends used the word wallow for me. I'm wallowing.
well, I've got repugnant, revolted, detestable,
Oh, that's how I feel.
judgmental. Those were the
Detestable.
words all in disgust. I don't even want to get into sad because, just kind of gutted.
That's where my color wheel is right now.
Yeah, I feel so beaten down by all this. But you know what? Before we get into that, who else we got here? Man, this screen thing is not ideal. I've lost you. Where'd you go? All right, trying a different thing with my screens today, and I messed myself up already. Down in the corner, as we say in Boston, down in the corner, it's our prepper Cockney James. How you doing, James?
I'm deflated, mate. Gutted, disheartened, and apart from that, I'm all right.
Almost no. It's technically
I'm
February.
detested.
It's February in London, right? It's
Yes, it
clicked
is,
over.
mate.
So what have you got next to you there? Can you show us?
I have done dry January.
Yes.
I have got a bottle of Bailey's, and I am celebrating the lack of transfers at West Ham United Football Club and GSB out. That's what
You
it says, me.
He's celebrating our ambition.
Yes, our ambition.
And lack of it.
But congratulations on a dry January. You made it all the way through. That's
Yeah, I
fantastic.
did, mate.
I did not even come close, so it's good for you. And down in the other corner, Tuomi Atherton. Beard's coming in real nicely, Tom.
No,
Looks good.
it's doing well, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks really good. Well, how you feeling tonight, Tom?
I am Phil. I am very Phil. Yeah.
Why is it like a little Russian accent? I am
That's
Phil.
it's
I am
what
very
the
Phil.
that's what what's his face Alexander Usyk, the boxer, says when somebody asks him how he's doing. He's a Ukrainian lad. And he says, "I am Phil. I am very Phil.
I feel
I'm very Phil."
Well, I said before we started tonight, I said I I'm not bothering with the West Ham shirt tonight. I just walked in. I wore this all day, and this is what I'm wearing tonight. I haven't redecorated any of my West Ham stuff. I'm trying to transition out of this room anyway, so that my older son can have it as his room. So we're trying to shift out, although we haven't gotten very far. But I'm not. I feel.
I was going to say the room's still the same.
Well, if you could see the other part of it, you would see first of all that there's a small hole in the wall because we thought the
There's a
pipes were
what?
leaking. Yeah, the pipes were leaking, but they're not. So you can see a little there. You see a little hole in the wall there. That's where our pipes are.
Little glory hole.
Well, that's awfully large for a
I'm not
glory
going to
hole.
say that, Tom, but you
Very
did.
big for a glory hole, but I don't know.
Well, listen, I thought you were a well-endowed man. Is that the word? Endowed?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's endowed like an elephant. That's a very large hole in
Yes.
the wall.
And
Besides, there's nothing
You
but
are Phil?
It's all where our pipes are that run to the bathroom next door. There's a pipes are in the wall. This is an old house anyway. We moved a lot of stuff out. You just don't know because you're not here. All right, Tom?
you just don't understand.
Have you signed anyone, Lee? Have you signed anyone?
I
You haven't
have signed. Well, Gary Parrish is always on my team. I can tell you that.
I
They're
agree, mate.
massively overrated. I don't even know. I'm not even trying to take that at this point. Yeah. Anyway, I don't. I mean, I don't know what to tell you except.
Except I am Phil. I am very Phil.
I feel the honest feeling I have is betrayal. It's not even so much anger or sadness or shock. I feel as though the board, and I almost entirely blame the board. I feel as though the board almost gave us something and then took it away. I mean, not signing a single player in this window, with Antonio coming back from Jamaica, with Lucas is just like he's vibing. We've known for how long we need another striker. We've seen what happens when Cresswell is unavailable, when Zuma is unavailable. It's just unconscionable that we didn't sign anybody, and it feels as though they're almost mocking us. Just like, yeah, we could have made you better, but we're not going to. We're not going to make you better. It's
Yeah.
a slap in the face to us as fans. It's an absolute
think-
slap in the face.
I think what you just said there is bang on. What you said about betrayal, I felt like that earlier, but my emotion at present is sadness. I feel
Yeah.
sad. I feel like the club has just let us down as fans. Like, and someone said it in a chat I was just on previous, and they turned and said, "When was the last time West Ham didn't sign a player in a January window?" I can't remember.
I
Like,
can't
and
remember. At least somebody on loan.
right.
Yeah.
Every January window, we've always signed someone of some note.
And 2 years ago,
Um,
it was Bowen and Suchek.
Lucas, can you put your fishbowl effect back
Yeah.
on just for Rebecca, who's tuning in the other room?
It was. It's just a.
Bring her out
it's
here. Have
just-
her come out here. Have her come out. Have
It's
her
just
come
a
out.
sad. It's just a sad day, mate. I'm honest. I feel hurt by what they've done. Like with the Lingard situation, I think that's bad enough. Like the reports of Rafinha, Phillips, Calvin Lewin,
Yeah.
Nunes, it's all been fabrication, and then they eventually get a deal sorted out with Coletta Car, and they just won't pay £2 million more. Just $2 million. It's not like they're asking for 10.
I just don't know what's true and what's not true. That's the biggest problem I have. First of all, I'm going to say I want to throw this out there. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you. I'll make a prediction. I've been thinking about this a lot today. Obviously, we lose Declan Rice and Jared Bowen in the summer now because we won't finish in the European places, and we won't win the Europa League, and we won't win the FA Cup, and we won't.
I saw
we're
a
already out of the
tweet.
League Cup.
I saw a tweet not too long ago, and it described my feelings very accurately. It said, "I don't want to live when when Declan Rice leaves."
Well, he was always going to leave. We have to be realistic about that. It was only a matter of when.
Yeah,
But
well,
we're
so
gonna
am I. I'm
We're going
leaving.
to lose. We're going to lose Rice. We're going to lose Bowen. And I tell you, you know who we're going to lose after that? I really believe after the season who walks, David Moyes walks. I think he does. Because I think he wanted to buy players. They had a list of players he wanted. I think the board didn't go after them. I think there were lies from the board about bids that never really happened. We know that this has happened before. I think David Moyes walks after this season. Seriously, I think he's biding time because he will get an offer from another.
I don't know about you though, Lee. I know what you're saying about Moyes, but I think Moyes is to blame for this though. Also, I really
A
do.
lot of people have said that. James, do you really believe that he didn't have targets? I mean,
31 days, Lee. He's had 31 days to.
I know,
sort
but how
out.
do we? But how do we know? But listen. Here, let me just make a case for him, okay? I do believe he's trying to build something with this club. These board members, Gold, Sullivan, Brady, they lie all the time. They constantly lie. I mean,
Right.
are we really to believe that Moyes himself took 31 days to find players and then didn't want to start bidding on players until January 30th, 31st?
But West Ham haven't even
believe-
bid.
I don't
West
believe
Ham,
it.
West Ham
I just
haven't
don't.
bid for a player, Lee, until today or yesterday.
I
So-
don't know that that's his fault. And what I mean is, I truly, what I'm saying is, I truly believe he went into the board and he said, "Here are my targets. Here's what I want." He knows. He's known the whole time. They wouldn't back him. And then they threw out right at the end a bunch of stories about we bid 50 million for this guy in Porto, Nunez, whatever his name is. We bid X for Calvin Phillips. We bid so much for Kaleta, however you pronounce it. I don't believe a word they say. Not a word they say.
But don't you think Moyes, like, he has a responsibility to the fans, right? Hey,
Yeah, I agree.
January 15th, we haven't even bid, right? In that position, you've got a guaranteed contract. Go out and speak out. Don't sit on your hands and just hope the board comes through.
This whole thing about like picking and choosing which side. I mean, in reality, whoever's involved with transfers, scouting players, yada yada yada, everyone needs to be walking with their heads low as possible.
I think they're always bad though, Lucas. We've
And-
discussed it on E20.
And this is the thing where, like, I don't mind people saying it's not Moyes' fault, but like this guy literally handed in a transfer list with a week left in the window.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
I
just
agree.
not good enough.
See,
Are
the
we
thing
sure
is,
that that's true, though? I mean, do we really know? I just, first of all, a week is plenty of time to sign players. It is. Other clubs go and do this.
Not
do
when
this.
not when you're trying to like.
Not when you got our owners, Lee.
No, this is the thing. It's not
That's
enough.
what I'm saying.
It's not enough time. Like, say you're going in for a Jonathan David or a Nunez, where okay, you got the money, but we need to buy a player too to replace him. That's just we
See, the
had
thing
30.
is,
We
Lee-
had 31 days.
See, the thing is, Lee, we've discussed it. Me, Effers, and Lucas have discussed it on my channel, E20. Yeah, and we've turned around and basically said that they are all accountable to a point because Moyes has had numerous times to come out, and someone brought it up on a chat earlier on. I can't remember what chat it was on. I'll be lying if I tell you the truth. But when Pellegrini was in charge, at least he had decency to go out and go, right, I want Pablo Fornals, I want Issa Diop, I want Sebastian Haller. Like, Moyes has not got no ambition of asking for any players, really. Like, Moyes' ceiling is high at the minute. So Moyes should be going out and saying, right, get me Colette a car and get me a striker. Right, I want that striker. And the board should just pay it. £2 million a
See,
day was the reason
I think you're
why
right,
Colette
James.
car wasn't here.
Here's what I think is happening.
And we couldn't loan him.
I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times before. I think Moyes did that. I think the board did not back him, and I think when he walks, and I think he will, eventually we'll find out what really happened. I think he is going to leave because he's not being supported. I really believe that. I think he'll walk with Bowen and Rice.
It's hard
I
to
think he'll be
believe
gone
that
in the
though
summer.
when he's come out publicly and said that the board backs him.
No, but
Well,
he's got to
you know,
say that though.
He said that, but then who knows what they said to him? They might have said to him, "Yeah, Dave, we got your back. We got you. Yeah, it's cool. Whoever you want." And then what always happens every time when we
We
actually
try to buy a bargain. We
All
try
right,
to get
I'm
a
not-
loan.
I'm
That's
not
what we
gonna
do.
every single time we bid for a player, and remember, who was it we brought in? I think it was it Zuma? We brought in Zuma, and we said, well, one of the players we brought in the last window, we said, well, we're going to buy him, and then we tried to make it a loan at the last minute, and the club who sold him said, no, it's you got to buy him, and so we bought him.
Vlasic.
Huh?
It's
Vlasic.
Vlasic.
It was Vlasic, right? We
Yeah.
tried to make it. I'm sure Sullivan said to David Moyes, "Yeah, I got you, Dave. Whatever you want, man. Go out and get it." But well, guess what happened when the rubber met the road? Guess what happened? They didn't back him. They didn't back him.
Yeah, but today though, Lee, what was embarrassing about the whole situation is that
Everything.
the fact is that is everything. But this is one of the main things that on day 31, West Ham was still trying to go after Jesse fucking Lingard when they know full well Man United will not.
That
are not
was
prepared.
the great white whale that we should have let go. I agree with you.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
And they know, like they knew. It's like, let's be honest here. Over the last sort of 5 days, right, we've been linked with Nunez, who's halfway around the world. We've been linked with Rafinha, who ain't getting out Leeds for 50 mil. Calvin Phillips for a player we don't really need.
Don't need it.
Dominic Calvin-Lewin was another one who's got linked.
We were never going to get him ever.
All these links, and we have signed no one. Now, to me, that falls on all of them. I think this is what I personally think. I think GSB have tried to pull the wool over our eyes, and then they've been massively found out. I think Moyes has been so stubborn in the market for his selections, who he wants, because they've got to be the right player, and eventually he's end up with no one because he's that stubborn.
Yeah,
That's
I don't think he's blameless. I feel as though I think a lot goes on behind the scenes that we don't know about. And oddly enough, Moyes has been the one to shut down a lot of the leaks that have been coming out through X and other people. First of all these bids, who knows if they? I mean, are we sure they actually happen?
Those phantom bids are literally just. I swear, Sullivan just does that for his like ego or some like yeah,
Right.
I bid 50 million on him. He's just walking around big dicking like, yeah, I put in a 50 million pound bid for Calvin Phillips. Like
Lucas, I mean, you spilled my Baileys there, you bastard.
First off, if he's doing that to show off, 1, you're a fucking loser. 2, no one gives a shit about your phantom bid because where's the money? If they accepted the bid, he would have shit his pants. Like, oh, I don't got that money. He's a fucking
Exactly.
moron. He's a
Exactly.
little fucking Russian gnome with wax butlers in his mansion, and he walks around like he's the fucking shit. Oh, I own West Ham United. No, you're a fucking knob. You need to go to a fucking retirement home. You need to fucking piss off for the rest of my life.
Very
I'll
true.
tell you, I couldn't have said it better, and I would.
I could have done. Let's not go for retirement home. Just drop dead, mate. That'll do us all a favour.
I agree with
That
you,
seems
mate.
reasonable.
I just want him out of West Ham. I don't care.
Hell has a good fit for him.
Do you know what though, Lee?
No,
Lee, what hurts more than anything is it's the betrayal of the fans. Like the fans, listen. No disrespect to anyone who's don't go to home and away, or that. Anyone who lives sort of in America or in Australia, but all of us as fans, whether you're in Australia, America, fucking Scandinavia, all that, we deserve more than this, than what we're getting as fans.
Of course we do.
And what we're getting is basically a bunch of owners who are blagging it for their own gain, and it's not acceptable. And the sooner GSB, I just hope, and I said it on my channel with the boys earlier on, I've said it on another channel tonight, I just hope all the fan base stick together on this one and say, right, they want GSB out now because they've done this at the most important moment in our lifetime.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, certainly here, everybody we've had on this show has always been GSB out. I don't think anybody's ever not been. We just haven't been as vocal about it as we should have been recently because we had other things to talk about, like winning matches.
Because West Ham are doing so well, though, Lee.
Right, exactly. Like we were doing well. I never changed my position on them. I always wanted them out, but I will admit we didn't talk about it as much because we had fun stuff to talk about. We were winning. We were doing big things, and it was better to. It was more fun to talk about that than it was to talk about something that we really can't control, which is Gold, Sullivan, and Brady owning the club. I mean. I get Kieran's point, and but okay. So let me ask you this: so what do you? I mean, even if you think Moyes is entirely at fault for this window, and I think if he's at fault, it's like 10% compared to the board. But that's my own personal take. What do you do with him? Do you sack David Moyes?
No, I'm not saying sack him, but he's got to be accountable. Lee. I don't think 10% is. I think they're all accountable. I think GSB. The only ones I feel sorry for is Newman and Kudinski, if you want me to be honest.
Well, what did Newman do? Does Newman have a job with this yet? Is he still gardening?
If Newman is giving Moyes targets and Moyes is not accepting them, what can Newman do?
What did
Newman's saying,
did he do
there
anything?
you go. He can't,
I'm asking the question because I really don't know. Did he do anything? Is he?
I think Newman is not silly. I think he's obviously given them targets. But if Moyes is...
there's no way that he's made Newman. There's no way he's made a list of players that are out of reach for West Ham United because that would be fucking stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's a professional.
Like I do some stupid things, but like that's stupid.
No, I think
you do some dumb things, Lucas.
He would know better. No, look, listen. The man's a professional. He would know better than to do that. He's not putting Lewandowski and Messi on the list. He's not doing that.
And like I say, like whoever's involved should have their heads down. But I mean, Rob Newman, like what more can he do besides give a list to Moyes? If Moyes doesn't like the list, why doesn't Moyes make a fucking list?
Yeah.
Did Newman give a list to Moyes though, or did we know? Are we sure that happened?
Listen. I'm certain that Newman has been doing bloody Jurassic Park. I remember him.
He got eaten
once.
No, but I mean, this is. I mean, other than be despondent, which we all are, what would you like to see the club do? We can't. Let's be realistic. All right, our owners are Gold, Sullivan, and Brady. They're going to continue to be until they sell up or cash out or whatever it is they're going to do. So, I mean, what do you do?
Like now?
Yeah, like now.
Pray that Declan Rice doesn't leave.
Yeah.
Well, he's leaving in the summer. He was always leaving.
Deck's going in the summer now, mate.
He was always leaving in the summer, guys. Let's be honest. He was never going to stay another season.
I think if we were to sign some players today, Lee, I don't think Declan would go. But let's be honest, Declan's probably looking at this and thinking, "What's the point being here? There's no ambition."
Well, yeah, I mean, of course he is.
Our only hope is winning Europa League. That's the only way.
Which seems really unlikely now. But it's not just Declan. It's Jared Bowen, and it could even be guys like Souček or I don't know who else would be in that position at this point. Who else would be desirable?
I mean, why would Zuma want to stay either?
Zuma's another one. Who I know he's under contract, but he could hand in a transfer request. I mean, any of our
the only ones that I could realistically see stay is like Souček, Sufal. I think Fornals would stay. That's about
I'm not
it.
really worried. I'm not worried about the vast majority of the club of players staying. When you look at Declan Rice, he is the kingpin of the whole situation. I've always said that he's the man who's leading us to where we want to be. The problem is with Declan Rice, he's the money source. Also, he's the man who, if we was to sell Declan Rice, we can build an entire squad around. Yeah. And what hurts more than anything
after GSB leave.
I don't know what Mark is on tonight, but Mark, you got to send me some whatever you're smoking, drinking, or otherwise ingesting, because your optimism is.
I love Mark's optimism, mate.
Goes beyond anything I've ever seen in the past. Mark, you know who Mark is? Mark is that guy who was Saddam Hussein's information minister. Do you remember that guy? While there were like bombs falling in Baghdad. And the dude said, like, no, everything's fine. That's who Mark is right now. God bless you.
From bombs in Baghdad to West Ham can't sign no players, mate.
Yes.
The joys of life, isn't it? Fuck it.
Yeah.
Bombs in Baghdad.
I know, mate.
Who is Saddam Hussein? Is he a better owner than what we've got right now?
I mean, even in fair, if he was still alive,
in brown bread, Tommy's a better owner.
If he was still alive, he would probably be a partial owner of a few clubs.
Yeah, my wife supports Newcastle.
I'm thinking Newcastle, surely, if he were still alive, right? I mean,
my wife supports Newcastle, and I told her I would gladly. I'm okay with billionaires coming into the club because they'll invest in it. But right now, I mean, we've got millionaires running the club. They're trying to penny pinch the whole way through. They've always done that, though.
They've always done that. This guy was the information minister for Saddam Hussein, all right? And he would come on TV. Literally, the whole city in the background is in flames, and he would come on TV and say, "No, everything's fine. There's no Americans. There's no Americans in Baghdad. Everything's fine. Everything's good. This is our buddy Mark.
It's like,
listen, God bless you, Mark, for your optimism. I don't know.
It's like the North Korean tour guudes that show you all the fake places. and they tell you, oh, don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Yeah.
No, you know what it is. You know what it is, Lucas? Nothing to see here.
That's exactly what it is. The North Korean, yeah. There's some great videos on YouTube of people who have like snuck cameras into North Korea. You know what I mean?
No, you're allowed to film in there. You're just not allowed to film certain things because they find it disrespectful.
Right. Well, that's because they show that there's like.
You got to remember, their leader did invent the burrito.
Let's be honest. Do me, Lucas, and Tom have to do a GoFundMe page for West Ham to do some transfers? That's all I want to know. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, all right.
Kim Jong, get him in. Get him in. Get him into the board. Get him in.
Get him in on loan with a view to a permanent.
I swear to God, if I have to hear those fucking few words anymore after today, alone with a view to
a view to a
obligation to buy, Tom.
Obligation to buy. Listen. This is
a view.
There is a pattern to this, and you know what I'm talking about. You English
loan with an obligation to buy. Yeah, I know. I've heard it too many times.
Not just that. 1986.
Ever heard of them?
85-86. West Ham finished third in the first division. Have the best season ever. And what do? Do they buy players? Do they kick on after that? No. They don't do anything, and they decline. And by 1989, relegation for finishing third in the league, like 3 seasons later, relegation, right? It's the same thing after the Payet season in 2015-16. You know, I realized Payet.
They did invest, but they just invested in the wrong players, and they listened to Slaven Bilic on transfers, which they should never have done.
They should never have looked at. They invested in the wrong
Relax.
players, and they didn't. I mean, they didn't really build on what they had, if that makes sense. And
Yeah, we did make a lot of signings. Havard Norvite, Gökhan Torre, Sofian Faguli, Emanike. We did. They did spend a
Zaza.
little bit. Yeah, they did spend. They were just all on the wrong players.
terrible players. So success always follows. I mean, some sort of collapse, I should say, always follows success. That's what ends up happening. We have six. We have last season.
Masuaku.
We have
Not
last
bad, yeah.
season our best season point wise in our Premier League history, and one of the best seasons in the history of the club. And what do we do this season? Just rest on our laurels. Nothing. A few good results early in the season. We've had a big dip in form, which we've all seen here in the last really couple of months. December, January were rough, So you'd think, and everybody, I mean, the press, the fans, observers, opposing fans, everybody has said, you got to bring somebody in. You need reinforcements. It's unconscionable to me that we didn't buy anybody. It's absolutely astounding to me. I don't get it. I mean, go get Jordan Hugel back. Go get Andy Carroll back. Just do something.
Don't worry. Robert Snodgrass has been released from his contract at West Bromwich Albion. He will rock up at the LS and come for 6 months probably.
Let me just say, Robert Snodgrass is a fantastic guy, I believe.
Yeah.
And I know he wasn't a great player, but he's a good human being. He's a good man, and he still loves West Ham, and I still love him. And again, I don't necessarily need him as a player, but good guy. And I should have mentioned, and I'm sorry, I didn't. I should have mentioned way back at the opening of the show that we obviously offer our condolences to Isla Caton and her family. And, I think the way we all came together as a West Ham family to give her the best send-off she could have was, really wonderful.
Rest in paradise, man.
And we mourn that sweet little girl, and we pray for her soul and for her family. And I just
All the
thought
other
of
kids that are going through similar stuff as well.
and for all the Bradley Lowrys and for all the other kids who are going through that right now, and there are many, many of them. There are hundreds of thousands, I guess, maybe millions. I don't know how many, but there are many. For all of them too. I thought of that because Robert Snodgrass was very generous in that cause and has been very public in supporting it. And I just, he's really impressed me. He's a really, really good guy. Anyway, I mean, right, Kieran, absolutely. But I mean, what about our current form? What about our current roster?
If Moyes gets us top 6 again after what just happened, he deserves a fucking statue.
Give him the keys to Westfield Shopping Centre.
Give him the keys to Stratford. At all. He can run
give him the
naked
keys
round
to Rush
Stratford,
Green because no one else wants
singing his Scottish jig.
The keys to Rush Green are like
I'll be jigging everywhere. I'll be river dancing.
You jig anywhere anyway. We all know.
I don't. Is there any? There's surely no way we hold on to a European place at this point.
Nah.
Come on.
It would be, like I said, it would be very impressive.
I don't know that we're going to finish in the top 10. I mean, look at the table. They're coming up on us.
We'll still have a shot at maybe Conference League. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe the one that Spurs just dropped out of.
I really don't want that bag of shit. That is just.
No.
I'll take it, but it's just. No, that's just the laughing stock.
You don't want to play him out.
That's the poor man's competition. That is.
Tom, that's silly. You don't want to go to fucking Moldova.
Well, Conference League is like what the old. It's like what the old Air Toto Cup used to be, which West Ham won, by the way, back in like 1999.
Lucas, I can't wait on a Thursday night to be watching us playing against some Moldovan team in the middle of like Moldova somewhere.
I mean, you have your pick: Moldova, Taiwan,
somebody from like
Belarus,
Taiwan.
Taiwan, bloody hell! Is this a continent? Just open
out of
continent.
Mongolia.
Yeah, I mean,
like Faroe Islands, or maybe somebody from.
You don't want to get away on a Thursday night to fucking Indonesia.
Actually, I would go to Indonesia. If you're asking me would I go there, yes, I would. Especially right now, it's.
Well,
is there any way,
luckily for
any
you,
way we can leave gold
we wouldn't
there,
be drawn. We wouldn't be drawn against any teams from Indonesia, so you're all right.
Yeah,
especially being a European competition, but
right now, Tom, don't go all like PhD on us with the
He's
geography, okay?
Tommy's
Hey,
the voice of reason.
we're
He's the voice of
Americans.
reason.
We're Americans. We can't find our own cities on maps. Or you know this. You realize this. This is actually true. I'm not making this up about Americans. Can't find their own states on a map. So Indonesia is wherever we want it to be. Okay, that's how. It
Okay,
works.
I'll let you off.
Sheriff. This sounds like a dude's name. Sheriff Tiraspol.
Yeah,
Was he the guy from
beat
Beat Real
Moldova?
Madrid.
beat Real Madrid at the Bernabeu.
Oh, that's true. They did. Okay, well, but that's not who we'd face. We'd face like the 12th place Moldovan club in the Conference League, and they'd beat us just like Astragugu did 2 consecutive seasons.
Probably Askagugu or like
It's probably going to be them again. They're just waiting. They're just
waiting in the wings,
they're
mate.
just
They're gonna.
they're just like chomping at the bit. Like,
They've been waiting for their next shot at us. They're
Yeah.
just waiting.
Those Romanian dudes are like, oh yes, here they come, going to play with them again. I don't know what Romanian an accent sounds like. I have.
I love-
Seems
I love that German accent, though.
I don't know what that was. And to the good people of Romania, I mean no offense, but I don't know what a Romanian accent sounds like. Yeah, so I mean, I guess the question I'm left with is where do we go from here? I don't know.
Kidderminster away, mate. That's all we can do as fans. As
Well,
fans
yeah,
of the club.
yeah.
As fans of the club, mate, all we can do is just go, you know what, Kidderminster away, Watford at home, Newcastle at home.
Honestly, at this point, I think we at least deserve, and I'm not saying that Moyes wouldn't have done this anyway, but I think after the monstrosity we witnessed this month and today, I think we at least deserve like our all-out effort in every competition we're left in. I'm like,
I think they've got to support. I think we've got to support the boys. That's one thing I will say. I don't think the
Always,
boys.
James. It's not their
I don't
fault.
want to
It's
see
not their
Diop
fault.
Dawson knockout rounds last 16 in Europa League. If they do that, I'll be fucking fuming because we at least.
But Lucas, who else have we fucking got? We got no one else. This is.
I mean, at this point, we're gonna have to run Kurt Zuma into the ground.
Ah.
That's the cards we're dealt with. Those are the cards they chose to keep
Kieran.
keep at their chest.
Now, Kieran. You know you love Bill. I'm having trouble though because my voice has not been great this week. So, Kieran, but then he almost lost his voice too. You know you love Bill, Kieran.
We have no choice but to run
Goodbye.
like
Goodbye,
4 players into the ground.
Yeah, Sibley. William Sibley. You got any Sibleys in Midlothian, Texas? Because there are a lot of Sibleys in my hometown, and I'm wondering if you're related to any of them.
Don
Anyway.
Sibley plays cricket for England.
Is that
Sorry.
right?
Yeah,
No, that's okay. You know what happened to me, Tom? I got addicted to that 2020 cricket from New Zealand,
love that.
and then it ended, and now it's over now, and I don't know what to do. There's no
That's
more.
why.
of it.
That's why we haven't seen Lee for about 3 months.
Yeah, I was watching that 2020 stuff.
You should have watched. You should have watched the England were
The
playing
Ashes.
against the West Indies in a 5-match T20 series.
I'm
It's
not
just
sure
finished.
I'm not sure I had it on TV. That's the problem. This 2020.
I
was-
mean, we lost, but you know, it's
That's okay. I like the West
Progressively.
Indies. I like the West Indies because they're on our side of the world.
we've got a test match coming up against them in a couple of weeks, which you
they're
should
on
definitely not watch because we're going to lose again. So
Yes, they're on our side of the world, West Indies, and I kind of like. I got to say, now because they're like it's like Barbados. and
Oh,
places
listen!
like that,
If you'd have listened to our one of the basically there was a whole racism thing going on in this country at the moment because
yes, with the
of-
Yorkshire fella, yes.
Yeah,
Heard
and then
about
the
this,
the
yes.
county the chairman of Middlesex Cricket Club, which is for Lords in London, the home of
Right.
cricket.
Right.
He came out and said, "Shut up, Rebecca." He came out and said,
He said, "Shut up, Rebecca."
He said England cricket is shite.
"No." Basically, what he
Australia
said was
is better.
he said that Asian
Posh
he said
man's
that,
rounders.
They
That's what he
don't
said.
cuss. They don't cuss in cricket, Lucas. He said it's rubbish. It's rubbish. Anyway,
get this right. He said that Asian people don't like playing cricket. They're more interested in studying economics. But let's take into account the fact
Well-
that let's take into account the fact that India is one of the biggest cricket playing nations in the
and
world,
Pakistan as well.
and Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Yeah, all Asians.
yeah.
And then he said that black people are more interested in playing football and basketball and they don't really see a big black and ethnic minority group playing cricket. Having said that, the West Indies, again, one of the biggest cricketing nations the world has ever seen. So basically, we're covering ourselves in glory.
Right?
Yeah,
Chris Gale was the famous cricketer.
Yeah.
Even I've heard of that guy. So
we're not really covering ourselves in glory in cricket in this country. And funnily enough, it was a really old white bloke that had these opinions. By the way, just in case you were.
Are we signing Chris Gale on loan?
we should get who's this? I can't believe. Oh, Usain Bolt. Is Usain Bolt still trying to be a footballer? We should have signed him.
Oh, mate, we'll sign anyone at the minute, Lee. I think you're in with a shout, Lee.
We're not going to sign anyone. It's true.
We could have given Jermaine Defoe a call.
He's just signed for Sunderland in the last few seconds, actually.
Your history, Tom, as British people, as English people specifically, is one of tolerance and
British.
Yes, tolerance and
yes, of course.
And compassion.
So tolerant all those years ago.
Tom is the most tolerable guy I know.
Yeah,
tolerable.
all those years of colonialism and making other countries our bitch years ago. Yeah.
Except ours.
Okay, except ours.
Boom.
Anyway, Tim makes a good point here, and I had forgotten about this.
Oh my God, Mesa Jew.
Nasri and Jew. I don't know how to say it. Anyway,
it was like Mesak Jew or something
right
like
winger.
that.
Something like that. Yeah, but
not Jew.
Nasri played for us. This time we didn't send anybody.
Gave the assist for Declan Rice's first goal against
Yes.
Arsenal.
I mean, he was in his career, but he was serviceable for a while. Did you ever play for us? Not you.
No, he was a Portuguese kid, I think. Jew.
Oh, I remember that.
I think he was recommended because of. I think it was.
Don't make me sad.
I didn't think he looked like a Jew, but you never know. So yeah. Anyway,
I'm not about Jew.
I went over like a lead balloon.
Would you stop it?
What was his first name?
It was like Messac Jew. No, not you, Rebecca. I'm talking to.
He's Rebecca. He's giving me a bollocking.
Look at Jew.
Yeah, here we go. Messac. Jew.
Thank you. I'll take that one.
Jew. He was from Guinea-Bissau.
Via way of Portugal.
Lord. Wait a minute. He's only 22 now. What happened to him?
He was a pretty decent U23 player. He just never really got called up.
Is he still with us?
No. The West End get rid of all the best players.
He may actually be still with us.
No, I think
he may still is. Yeah.
I think he's actually still in our system.
I think he is.
He is.
I don't think he is now. Not. What was that 3 years ago? I think he's been sold off. I'm sure.
He's only 22.
No, I think he is actually still with us.
I think he is with us. I think he's with us, and he's in the reserves or in the academy somewhere.
He wears the 22. His name is Jew.
Yeah, he still plays for us.
He still plays.
Trust me, mate.
So Tim is.
I'm pretty sure he was on the bench for the 23.
It's not me. It's Jew.
23. It's not me.
Lucas, would you stop doing that?
It's not me. It's Jew.
Listen, you're either gonna get this me or.
Sorry, Rebecca keeps hearing the word Jew, and her ears are poking up.
Well, okay, but
I've got poking up, Tom.
Oh no, because she's got Jewish blood in her. Her dad's a Jew.
Hey, Jew.
I'm just gonna tell. I'm gonna tell. Listen, you guys. I don't care how this sounds. This is actually true in my case. Other than people I actually go to church with, almost all of my best friends are Jewish. It's just kind of worked out that way. So it's true. It's true.
Same.
Shalom.
So I'm not. So I'm
Shalom.
not making any.
Shalom.
Yes, I'm not making
Shalom,
any
Jackie.
Jewish jokes. I have many Jewish friends.
Shalom, Jeff.
And I love Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. So
Shalom, Jackie.
Yeah, so I can say
Jim.
Shalom, Jackie.
Hiya, Jackie.
Do you know what, right? The worst thing to have on the stream is when you've had a few drinks, yeah, because you've decided to have a month off, and you got Tom going, "Hey, Jackie."
Shalom, Jackie.
After you bastard, mate. Honestly.
Friday night dinner. What a show!
That was a great show, mate.
So we have Mesake Jew is still with us, apparently. So the two guys we signed.
I thought they were
Yeah,
only
I'm starting to lose it
Hasidic and. Sorry, I'll stop the Jewish jokes now.
Well, it's not. It's.
But listen, I've never heard of a Messiah Jew. What's... I thought we only had Hasidic and Orthodox. Yeah.
Well, no, there's no. Wait,
There's the Messiah
You're
Jew.
getting all mixed up. You're getting it all mixed up. Yeah, because there's no. There's Orthodox Judaism. There's conservative and Reform. There's
Jersey
three different types of
Jersey Jews.
synagogues. Orthodox. Yeah, no. I'm not making. But there are tribes of Israel. Like,
Tribes of Jews.
No, there are.
Yazidis.
It's true. Like
Yazidis? Is that-
Ashkenazi, I think is one.
Lee, is there anyone we can sign on loan for a future opponent?
Well, who did we have? We had now. Who did we have? We had didn't we? Who was? We had Yossi Benayoun, right? We had
Isle Berkovich.
Isle
Isle
Berkovich.
Berkovich was a classic player.
Isle Berkovich was a good player.
I thought you were about to call him a classic Jew.
Yeah,
He was that an old time. He was that.
No, you're gonna get us canceled. I don't want to be canceled because
Elan was an Israeli.
Mido was
Elan was
Egyptian.
from Brazil.
He was Egyptian, Tom. Yeah.
No,
Walk
Elan
like an
was from Brazil. Elan was from
Egyptian.
Brazil. Elan was not. He might have been Jewish, but he wasn't. But he was from Brazil. Wasn't he?
Ilan? No, he wasn't Brazilian.
He was Israeli, man. That's where he was.
Yeah, he
Was
was something
he?
like that. I'm almost certain
Yeah.
he was not Brazilian.
Yeah, it was the Israeli. Yeah, he was Israeli. I swear he was. Elan.
Huh. I never knew
100%,
that.
yeah.
No, he's from Brazil. Get out of here. He's from Brazil. I just looked it up.
Is
Is
he?
it
Yes,
Keita?
he played
Keita, is it?
He played for
Keita?
Saint Etienne. He came to us from Saint Etienne.
He
'cause I
came
knew
from
it.
San Etienne.
Right,
Yeah.
because I knew him when he came to us because he came directly from Saint
Oh,
Etienne.
I've just realised your best team have been knocked out of the Coupe de France this evening
Oh, by Bergerac. Yes,
by Nice.
What? Oh, my team got knocked out by the 12th Division side yesterday. Bergerac, Perigord.
I know
whatever they're called.
your favorite
Oh,
French
the-
team got knocked out by
You
Nice.
mean the
Oh come on, they got knocked out. You can say it tonight.
What did they
please.
really knocked out? Wait, did they really?
Yeah,
Yes, and
yeah, by
penalties.
Nice
Wait,
on
PSG
penalties.
got knocked out? Seriously?
And
Charlie
by
Walsh is
penalties.
in the chat. He
That's
says he loves us.
fantastic.
He loves
That's
us all.
fantastic. PSG got knocked
No.
out. That's excellent news.
Oh,
Excellent
he
news.
said it twice. Oh, I've got a hard on.
I
Yes.
love you too, Charlie Walsh, you legend.
Okay, they got knocked out by Nice. Was it my
Yeah, and the
niece?
funny thing,
Was it one of my nieces? Was it like Isabel or Victoria?
one
Or
of
was
the funniest thing was that the keeper that was in goal for Nice is actually on loan from PSG, and he
Oh,
saved the
that's-
winning penalty.
That's
and-
delicious. I had no
And
idea.
and
I did not check the
Mbappe
goals.
and Messi were both playing in the game.
You're joking.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love when they get knocked out. I know it's
Joe,
it's
Joe, what? I
schadenfreude
love
because-
this. I love this channel because we don't even talk about West Ham. We talk about.
I don't even
Mbappe.
want.
What is there to, I mean, what is there to
I know.
say?
Yeah, I don't want
What
to
is
talk
there to
about
say?
it.
I mean, we
Yeah.
haven't
Yeah.
played in 2 months or something.
Life
Last
is
time we
shit
played-
at West
well,
Ham.
I'll
Let's
tell-
talk about Mbappe and how much money he's earning.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something else.
Real
What's
quick,
going on
real
with
quick. Apparently, he's about to earn $800K a week at Real Madrid.
Good
But
luck.
carry on, Lee. Sorry.
Peasant. What a peasant.
Who is?
Yeah.
Mbappe.
800K
That
a week.
peasant
but yeah.
plucker.
Great, 800K a week. Has he ever tried supporting West Ham for a week? I think not.
No, no, it's not worth it. No, but okay. So I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna
Can
throw
I
something
get
out here. This
pension
is
for
about West Ham.
supporting West Ham?
VAR, okay, VAR as I call it.
Lucas, shut up, man.
Yes, calls
I'm
this.
gonna spit
VAR.
on my Bailey's way on gaff.
I believe, and I'm not the first person to say this, okay, but I do believe this. VAR was invented and deployed
By the Jews.
to keep,
Sorry.
well, I mean, I don't know about that, but to keep, you could get in a lot of trouble.
Cancelled.
To keep the top 6 in the top 6.
I completely agree.
It is an invention not to make the game more
I
fair
was not here and
or
I
to
didn't
make
hear it.
decisions better. It is an invention to keep the top 6 top 6. Look at Manchester. That was an offside goal that Manchester United scored against us. It was. Cavani was offside. His head was offside. His shoulders were offside. But listen,
To be fair, if
want
you've
you-
seen his
I want you
knob
to-
in that training video, that was probably offside and all.
well,
He's got a huge penis. Sorry.
well
carry on.
then he better. Yeah. Well, I was probably way
Who?
offside. So what I'm
Cavani.
saying is,
He would knock
this-
you clean out, Lucas. Let's put it like that. He'll go wallop straight across your face.
That's true. Actually, it did happen.
It'll be like a police baton. That's what
Go
it'll be
back
like.
and watch our. If you go back and watch our very first show, if it's still out there, it's going to look like something recorded in 1994. But
He's
anyway,
gonna put your glory hole to shame.
Yeah. Well, I got my glory hole's already filled.
No,
with
he's
pipe.
gonna put it into commission.
It's already
To be
filled
fair,
with pipe. It's already filled
He
with
would fill
pipe.
that glory hole. Trust
You
me.
don't know it. It's filled with pipe. There's
He
pipe
would
already
would
in it.
double that whole the glory hole. He would. Lee.
I'm just saying.
Lee, I think saying it's filled with pipe is not the best defense.
It
Yeah,
is.
no,
It
it's really
is.
not.
There's not enough plaster to fill that hole.
Do you know what? I love Lee. He just goes, he is. Yeah, we all know
I'm
Lee.
I'm telling you the truth. All right, so VAR. Look at the goal that should not have stood against us. Okay, and then go back to the FA Cup tie between Villa and Manchester United. I know it's not the league, but still, same idea. Go back to that. Remember, they took 3.5 minutes to find a reason
It's all right, Lee. You're
disallow the Villa goal.
Lee, you're talking about a competition that only allows VAR if you're in a Premier League stadium, which is
Right.
the most.
So, yeah.
But that's
Which is
exactly
the
what I'm saying.
dumbest.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Corruption.
It was invented to keep the top six successful.
Could you imagine just
Because
for
they're the money
any?
It's
makers.
done great for Tottenham so far, right? Tottenham and
could you-
Arsenal, it's doing great for them.
Could you
It's doing
imagine
great for
that's
Manchester United?
that's literally for any Americans watching? I guess it's almost like saying at Heinz Field, every other
Would you
stadium.
fuck off?
Heinz Field, elaborate, Tom.
Every other NFL stadium but Heinz Field can go to the replay booth, and it's just God.
Who is Heinz Field, Tom?
Oh, it's where the
That's where the
Pittsburgh Steelers play.
I gathered that because of
Soon
No,
to
but here's the
soon
thing.
not to be
Here's the
Heinz
thing.
Field
The
though.
Premier League, and to a larger extent, the Football Association in general, these are global business operations. Okay, who makes the money? All right, it's not West Ham, it's not Villa, it's not even Leicester or Palace or any of the other sort of outside the top 6 clubs. It's the clubs where they sell the shirts in Asia, where they sell the shirts in North America, where they sell the shirts where people have money, and that's Manchester United, that's Liverpool. These days, it's Manchester City, Arsenal. I think to a lesser extent,
I think
Tottenham. Arsenal are huge.
Ronaldo's shirt sales could have bought like a 40 million pound player.
Right. They need him in the Champions League. They need him at the top of the table or near the top of the table. They need him in the FA Cup. Well, what I'm saying is, I'm saying VAR is a tool used by the Premier League and English football in general to
Sorry,
to
are any of you?
Wait,
are any of
hold
you-
us
advantages to the top 6.
Hold us
Advantages to the
down.
top six.
Fuck the man.
is-
Not just West Ham, all of us, all the rest. of us.
This is straight conspiracy theory stuff now, right?
I was
Like,
going to say,
we're gonna
are
say
you-
there was a guy on the grassy knoll next.
I'm gonna tell you, first of all, Scott,
sorry,
my mother and my grandmother were at that parade. They were at the parade when JFK was shot in Dallas. It's true.
Oh.
Did they have a gun?
where was your parents?
Well, my dad was in Germany, but he was in the army. But my mom and my grandmother were.
So he had rifle training.
Your mom had seen a rifle, therefore she
Yeah.
probably knew how.
Your
to
mum
use
had
it as
seen
well.
your dad's rifle.
Not yet, because they had not yet. But at that point in their life,
Multiple times.
Hey, you look out, Lee, because now the FBI is going to come knocking on your door.
my dad.
Can I
was
just
expert- he was
can
an
I just
expert
say
wrestler in the army then.
why is anybody surprised when the team that's sponsored by Emirates won the FA Cup, the Emirates FA Cup 3 years in a row? If we really
That's
want to
very
get
true,
conspiracy theory.
VAR is it's designed and used for the top 6 to give them advantages and to put the rest of us, all the other 90, 86.
The way that we're saying is
at a disadvantage.
we're almost going to say that VAR is used for like ethnic cleansing or something. That's the way
It
that it's
is-
being
it-
put
listen,
across.
Are you gonna, now you're going to tell me the vaccine doesn't work too? Let's just
You're
go
gonna
all
tell me I've got
conspiracy.
five-
Let's go
The
crazy.
vaccine-
You
the
tell me I've got
vaccine-
5G
the vaccine
in my body?
prevents severe
You're
illness.
going to tell me that boys didn't want to sign players?
Let me
Come
just say
on,
this
let's
to
get
you.
on with
Let me
it.
say this to you. Lucas, do you remember when the NBA busted that referee for being in bed with the mafia?
Yes.
Scott Foster. Tim
Donahue or something like that.
Scott
Donahue,
Foster.
whatever
What
his
did
name
Tim
Scott
Donahue.
Foster ever do to you?
Donahue. And then they came out and said, "Oh, it's just that one guy." Yeah, there was just one corrupt NBA ref.
Yeah,
working on
just
his
one.
own. Oh,
It's-
get
Pete
out of
Rose
here.
was the only manager betting on baseball. Come on.
Because that's
Pete Rose
right.
was the fall guy.
Because that's how the mafia works.
You know, that whole thing is bullshit because he always bet on himself like you're supposed to do in life. Bet on yourself.
Tim,
Yes.
you remember when we had Griddle United? Do you remember the situation with New York Athletic Club where a certain other club with ownership of ethnicity I won't mention had a little word with New York Athletic Club and told them maybe you don't want to go to the playoffs. Like they had made the playoffs, but they said maybe you don't want to play this game.
Yeah.
And the New York Athletic Club said, yeah, it's a good idea. We're not going to play. I mean, we're talking about the fourth tier of American soccer, right? Where there was actual like corruption and manipulation at the very lowest
Well, that's
level.
because some of the owners were like they ran the board of the league.
They ran the board. That's what I'm saying.
So the New York Athletic Club lady was actually she was the treasurer of the league, and then the Brooklyn Italians guy, the guy who locked Manny in an elevator.
The guy who cornered.
You do not know any guys from this other team.
The man is always trying to keep us down.
I'm telling you. There was a president.
There was a couple of parties who had a quiet word with New York Athletic Club after they made the playoffs in our division and said it might be better if you couldn't field the team for this game because they didn't want the opponent to lose. The New York Athletic Club said, okay, yeah, fine, we're out. This happens in the fourth year. You think this doesn't happen? You think there's not widespread bias and corruption at the highest levels of sports where the money is?
How in the fuck did we get onto this?
You got to be out of your mind.
Who's the most rich organization in the world? FIFA. Right?
It's the most corrupt organization in the world.
Country to change alcohol laws.
Daniel
The International Olympic Committee.
English cricket
FIFA.
team.
This is not conspiracy stuff. This is just true.
Apple. They've chipped us all with 5G chips from the vaccine.
No, this is just true.
I'll say something that I'm pretty sure that there's a quote from one of the refs that used to be in the Premier League from when he was there, and he was told to basically go soft.
Yes.
On like the likes of the Man United because it's better for the brand at that point.
I don't know if that quote is I've always wanted that quote to be real. I don't know if it is. I've seen that quote. I don't know if it's properly sourced. You know what I mean? It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Your train is boarding in 15 minutes.
But I believe it. Anyway, it is the third anniversary of American Hammers TV.
Fo, it's good to see you, mate. I'm glad you're doing well.
Fo is here. We're glad to see Fo. I have not been paid any attention to the chat room.
I know you've been right involved with the old VAR, like Lee.
I've been angry about this for when's the last time we played a football match? A month ago?
I've never seen Lee. Lee, I've known you about.
Honest to God, next you're going to tell me that Ben Roethlisberger is an actual Hall of Fame quarterback.
Ben Roethlisberger is a lot of things to a lot of people. Okay.
Oh, I made him cry.
One thing he is as a player, he is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Of course he is. I mean, obviously. Anyway, Tim, how are you?
I'm sorry, Lucas.
How are you?
I'm working, man.
I know you
working.
Sorry, I love that. Tim, how are you? Huh?
What's everybody
working? Hey, I'm grateful that I'm working, I'll tell you that. But
what's everybody doing? What's everybody watching at the movies tonight?
Oh, Jesus, Spider-Man fucking still. Jeez.
Oh,
we have movies coming out in a couple weeks. We got that Jackass movie coming out next week. And
oh, yeah, that'll be
excited.
No, Jack. He's
Jordan Hugo, mate.
Yeah,
I got
it.
Shit. The Jackass movie, I would not mind seeing.
I want to see that. Yeah,
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be funny. Yeah, I was like,
and some Russell Brand fucking movie the next week. Death on the Nile. I guess he has a small role in or some shit.
He's West Ham, and I should love him, but I hate Russell Brand. I can't stand him. He's not funny to me. I just don't like him, and he apes my look. He's got the beard. It's terrible.
I wish you did this show earlier in the day when I was actually doing nothing. Like now, I'm counting out all the drawers and shit because we're closing. But earlier, it was so fucking dead. No one's coming to the movies, man. It's because there's nothing out. The same movies have been out for fucking weeks.
Well, it's also old and kind of.
Anyway, can't wait for fucking Kidderminster. Wow.
Oh yeah, Kindergarten Harriers is costume called.
Yeah, the Kindergarten
Kindergarten Harriers. Yeah, watch us lose that one.
Kindergartners.
That's a great big 1-0 loss incoming to the Kindergartners. They're going to be so pumped and jacked to have us in their home ground. I don't know. What do you? I mean,
No, I know we'll win. We'll win.
Honestly though, do we recover from today and the disappointment of it? Do you think the players have any?
Okay, well, first and foremost, this is something like I wanted to go on to Jazz's show earlier, but I was fucking busy too.
This is
Jazz
not a
did
big
cool
surprise,
show.
by the way. I'm not shocked by this at all, Wally. Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, I was listening to you guys did some great points there.
Athens got a green screen. I didn't know Athens got a green screen.
Athens is going off on Lucas tonight.
Athens is like
Lucas doesn't need this. Anyway, okay.
But David Moyes, does he really? I mean, here's the thing. So he's got a job to fucking do. I mean, he's the manager. He doesn't want to fucking lose his job at the same time. Like, does he not have like, testicles, or is this just a facade? You know what I'm saying? We're like,
I think it's a good question. I do.
But
yeah,
his fucking.
I think what it is.
I need somebody. You guys want me to do this, or does he like? Because honestly, it doesn't look like he gives a shit. One way or the other, whenever he's asked about transfers, like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
He's a yes man.
One way or the other.
He's a yes man. Tim, I said at the beginning of the show, my prediction is, and I really believe this, he walks after this season because I think he's sick of working with Gold, Sullivan, and Brady. I think he wanted to be.
He doesn't really show it though.
I know he doesn't show it.
That's what I'm talking about in the testicles.
He does. He's a dour Scott. He doesn't show his emotion. He's a yes man.
He doesn't have the balls to.
He makes his boss look good in public, which we've all had to do in the past, right? He's a yes man. But he has revived his career to the extent now, which he can go find another job somewhere else, a better job with better owners. And I think, and we're going to lose him. We're going to lose him along with Declan and Bowen, and we're going to end up with some schmuck like Avram Grant coming in. And they're going to
didn't he just get like in trouble for assaulting some women or something like that? Or
Avram Grant?
Yeah, it was in the news. I was trying to keep tabs on West Ham news today, and that's what popped up. He's like,
that's Mason Greenwood, right?
No, Avram Grant.
That's really bad. No, that Mason Greenwood.
Avram Grant's been making approaches to women. Was it asking for sexual favors? Yeah, I did hear that.
He was basically.
Didn't Roethlisberger do that in a bathroom?
I don't know who you're on about, brother. You're talking American to me. American football.
I don't want to get into talking about Roethlisberger. Please. I really don't. I don't.
Does anybody remember the old Eminem lyric that talks about Big Ben and his potential rape scenario? I don't know. Anyway,
please don't do this. Well, I don't really want to do this. I really don't.
All Brady did was deflate some balls.
I got to. All right, Avram Grant is like death warmed over. How could this man be assaulting women? Like, what does he do?
Because he's one ugly bastard.
Texting him, right? I mean, he's not assaulting him like physically because he couldn't do that. He can't.
No, he was basically promising them that he could further their career if he slept with him. Basically.
Oh well, that's
sexual favors, like that's what it was.
Right now, well, that's pretty gross. I mean, that's gross. But how is he going to further their career? What kind of power does he have? Where is he now?
Wasn't he with Chelsea
in the Nick? I think.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
well, Prison FC just got their manager, so you know.
Prison FC's got more signings than West Ham, mate. What the fuck's going on?
Well, Ronaldinho could play for. Ronaldinho did play at a prison match. He could play for Avram Grant for Prison FC. It's like the longest yard, but in global proper football.
Do you know what, mate? After this year, I'm putting on longest yard, mate, and I'm thinking about my life. That's what I'm going to
watch the original. If you're going to do the longest yard, watch the one from the 70s, not that remake, all right? Watch the proper Burt Reynolds version. That's the version to watch, definitely.
Good old Bertie.
All right, dudes, I got to close up shop and get the fuck out of here. So, all right. Have a great show. Happy anniversary, everybody. And everybody in the chat room. Thank you so much for, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you, Lucas, for stepping up a big time with us and doing a lot of shows with us and stuff. I appreciate it. Obviously, I thank everybody here, too, for doing the shows. And, Tommy, I really appreciate you popping in from time to time. I really do. But everybody in the chat room, keep watching, and hopefully things free up and more people can do more shows on this channel, because it used to be like a fucking show a night, and now it's like a show a month. But anyway, love you all. Thank you so much for the support, and you guys.
Thanks for starting this, Tim. Thanks for starting this and giving us all this opportunity. All right,
you guys. Have a great night.
We'll see you soon. Okay. All right. We'll see you soon.